In previous episodes, we've talked about saving 10% of everything that you earn, setting a household budget, becoming a good time manager, and setting yourself goals. If you're doing these things, you're already on the way to creating wealth habits. If you haven't, you might like to go back and have a look at some of these episodes that we've recorded before. So what is a habit? A habit is a regular behaviour that, repeated often enough, will become almost involuntary. You do it without thinking. Many researchers will tell us that you have to practice something or repeat something once a day for about 30 days before it becomes a habit. We also have to look at the belief systems that we've either gained through our experience or we might have inherited by looking at our parents and what they did when we were growing up. You may have heard of a social and financial commentator called Robert Kiyosaki, an American who has written a lot of very readable books on finances and becoming wealthy. He tells this story. There's a story of a man who went to inspect a 10-unit apartment building, thinking about buying it as an investment. As he went through each apartment, he noticed that every apartment had a very good entertainment unit, televisions, CD players, etc. Some of these would have cost many thousands of dollars, perhaps even tens of thousands of dollars, and he couldn't help but think they were all better than the entertainment unit he had at home. He thought to himself, I don't believe I can afford one of these entertainment units, but I can afford to buy the apartment building. Now that is a belief system. He wrote a really great book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You might like to check it out. One last thing to define before we look at the habits. You need to decide what wealth means to you. A definition that works for me is, wealth is having enough money to do exactly what I want when I want to do it. There's also a difference between being rich and being wealthy. Being rich is just having lots of money. But if you're not happy, and if you're not well, you can't enjoy it. Being wealthy is having enough money for you. You can define that further by having a look at your goals. So what are the habits of wealthy people? From previous episodes, you know you have to do things such as set yourself goals. You have to have a personal or family budget to know where you're going and where you're spending your money. You also need to educate yourself. Read books, go to seminars, listen to other wealthy, successful people. But do be aware of get-rich schemes. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. You also need to know your net worth. That is, add up the amount of all your assets and all your liabilities and subtract one from the other. Hopefully, your assets are worth more than your liabilities. If not, you're insolvent and you've got problems. Have in place a risk management strategy. Have insurance policies, life insurance, income guarantee insurance, health insurance. Make sure you get good professional advice before you make investments. And don't have all your eggs in one basket. Too often we hear of some financial institution having problems and a lot of people lose their life savings. They should not have had all their money in the one place. A good education and a good job is not a guarantee of wealth. There are plenty of intelligent, well-qualified people who don't have enough cash flow. You might say, well, I'm just a wage earner. How can I find money to invest? Well, watch the next episode and you'll find out.
Up next, The Insider with William Porteous.
Brief stint in the brokerage and mining business, and then came to Australia and started working in property development for 7 years.